Right, let's get the live chat up and running. Let's find it. And we're there. Awesome. Right. Hello everyone. It's me, Spurs Rail 96, and welcome to another Train Sim World 2 live stream. Been a while, just a couple of weeks, but we're back, or I'm back I should say, on the streaming side of things. Today we're taking a look at the very first British route in Train Sim World. About time I cover it now in its updated form, visually that is, and that is Great Western Express, which portrays a section of the Great Western Main Line from London Paddington to Reading, or vice versa. So yeah, we're going to do 3 journeys this morning, this evening, this afternoon, wherever you're watching the stream, be it live or on playback. So we're going to do an express. We're going to do Swansea to London Paddington, I think. Why not? Right, I will say my hellos to Alfie, the Transport Net, Liam, and the Polish Kid. Hope you're all well. Hope you all I've had a good start to the week. Right, we have to drive a high-speed train on the last portion of its journey from Swansea along the Thames Valley, from Reading to London Paddington. And we've got to go straight away. No need to wait for the passengers. These ones on the platform will have to wait for another train. Right, let's turn on the safety systems. The lights, that might be a useful thing. There we are. And let's rock and roll. 35 miles to London Paddington. Got 166 there. And another platform. Such a joy to drive this HST. Brings back so many memories. Sadly they're not around as often as we'd probably like to see them. We're due into London Paddington at 12:29 PM, so just under half an hour. TransportNet is playing the Long Island Railroad. Excellent. Hope you're having fun. We can now increase the speed to maximum, which is the limit of 125 miles per hour. Alfie, the class 484 is tomorrow, indeed. Indeed it will be. TransportNet, the last time you streamed was 2 weeks ago. That is correct. It's been a difficult couple of weeks for me personally. I do not wish to go into that. That will remain private. And I'm sad to say that this will be the only stream for quite a while. I'm not sure when the next stream will be. I've got a lot of stuff happening outside of YouTube, I'm afraid to tell you. So yeah, it'll be a little while for the next stream, sad to say, but there will be a next stream after this. Rest assured. So do not worry, there will be another stream. I just don't know when there'll be another stream. So yeah, the YouTube side of things will have to take a bit of a break for the next few weeks. So yeah, hopefully by, I don't know, at the moment, by hopefully at least before, I don't know, September or something like that, we'll be back to normal things. But yeah, that's unfortunately the way it is. So yeah, expect a bit of a gap between streams and content, but yeah, there we are. Alfie's getting the 484 tomorrow. Excellent. Liam, the Golden Gate Bridge, of course. Everyone knows about the Golden Gate Bridge in, what is it, California, isn't it? Golden Gate Bridge. At least 19 individuals are said to have been saved thanks to a huge net hanging underneath the construction site. The bridge employees' survival rate is a marvel of Fort. Oh, I didn't know they have a net under the net for the construction or the safety aspect of a particular construction site. That's very unique. E60 guy 101, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. He did all of Cane Creek scenarios. It was a pain. I haven't done any of the Cane Creek scenarios. I'm slowly chugging along through the scenarios, and I think as time progresses, you know, the scenarios will get more difficult, more unique, more little things being added to it, visual things and all that kind of stuff. The dynamic weather is a good example, so that throws something different into the mix for sure. Transport now, I wonder what TSW3 would look like. Well, I imagine we'll have 3 different routes, new menu, some new features, and that's it. That's my guess. But who knows when Train Sim World 3 will come out, this year, next year. I still think it will be next year personally, but if it comes out this year, then I'll have to see what it's like. See what it offers. A British railway company that linked London with the southwest and the west of England was founded in 1883. It received its enabling act of Parliament on the 31st of August 1883, sorry, 1833 and 1835, and ran its first trains in 1838. Good lord. Long time ago. Long time. Alfie, where does the Jubilee line and Northern line terminate at? Well, it depends. What would be your start point? What would be your end point? I'll have to look it up. I cannot remember. If I could type in Jubilee correctly for starters. If the maps would work, which it's not. Surprise, surprise. I don't know. I'll look it up another time. Internet's struggling a bit. I'm sure someone will tell you in the live chat. Perfect conditions for this run, as you can see. Blue sky, sun's out, a lot of cloud cover. That's not the case in real life, unfortunately. It is boiling hot. Never before have I experienced heat like this. It's literally like being in Spain right now. It is ridiculously hot. That's why I haven't been able to mainly game as much, because it's just been unbearable. I mean, because all that the PlayStation is and the TV is a creator for more hot air, so it doesn't help. Thierry, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Nice to see you. I'm just conducting the first portion of a stream on Great Western Express. We're doing an express from Reading to London Paddington. Early in 1832 it became clear that Bristol simply had to be connected to London. A group of businessmen got together and turned to one of Britain's greatest engineers. The go-ahead for Great Western began. when was it? 1832. I see. I wonder which railway company was that. E60 going to 1. I don't want Northeast Corridor New York to come back. Okay. I think it's a bad representation of New York. The Northeast Corridor. They should do New York to Philadelphia. Well, I mean, I don't think it's a bad route. Far from it. If you think that the Northeast Corridor New York is a bad representation of the Northeast Corridor, then you must be on some sort of drugs or something, because I personally think it's a great package. Great little freight activities, good passenger services, shunting as well, and yes, I do agree, it will need to be completely rebuilt from scratch. The scenery mostly, and the safety systems and the signalling systems and the sounds of the ACS-64, for example, need to be updated. Probably the sounds of the GP38-2 and the horn of that as well, I think. The Amtrak shunter, I'm not sure, because I don't know if the sounds or the bell or the horn are 110% accurate. I imagine they're pretty close to it. But no, I would like to see it come back. I don't think it's a bad representation at all. Maybe it's not as long as what you would like. I can understand that, but I have to disagree. I do not think it is a bad route. No. Visually, of course, it's not going to be as good as the Northeast Corridor Boston Sprinter, for example, because with technology in Train Sim World 2, the updates to the graphics, to the physics, to the intensity that you can conduct services, for example, at a much more continuous rate, yes, second to none. So I think it's not fair, I suppose, to compare the Northeast Corridor routes we've had and got at present. I think if Northeast Corridor New York was to come back, I reckon a lot of people would be pleased for it, myself being one of them. Thierry, good to see you back. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. As I said earlier, this will be the only stream for the month, sad to say, due to personal reasons. Last couple of weeks have been very, very tough for me outside of YouTube, so I've kind of had to take my focus off YouTube for a little while, and that sadly will be the case. Hopefully I can get to a normal YouTube schedule by, I'd say, if we're like, if you ask me like when will we get back to normal, 2 streams a week and consistent videos, then I'd say at best you're looking at September. I've just got a lot going on at the moment, a lot of things that need to be taken care of, so yeah, it's a shame that YouTube has got to take a bit of a back seat for a while, but rest assured things will get back to normal. It'll just take a little while to get back to normal, so yeah. Let's have a look at the Alfie. Oh, Stratford and Stanmore, I see. They're the 2 terminuses, I see. I think Liam gave you a helping hand as well. Yeah, the Northern Line stops at London Bridge, where there are other rail services to South London, Brighton, Cambridge, Kent and other destinations. Excuse me. 16 miles until London Paddington. Great Western trains included long-distance express services such as the Flying Dutchman, I didn't know that. The Cornish Express, I know that very well, that's the sleeper train, and the Cheltenham Spa Express, I know that as well. E60 going on, a YouTuber called Crazy Dash explains why it should not come back. Well, that's fair enough. I know him very well. Well, not personally, but I know his work. He's done very well. I'm ashamed to say that he does some better content than me. But that's his view. If he doesn't want to see it come back, then yeah, well he's getting his wish at the moment because it isn't coming back at the moment. So. But as I say, don't count your chickens too early. You never know. Who knows? The next American route might indeed be Northeast Corridor, New York. And I'd love to see it come back. I think it'd be brilliant. Just seeing it in a new, updated way, like, oh, it'd be fantastic. Load of switching exercises with the shunter or the CSX locomotive. Yeah, it'd be really fun. A lot of fun. And you get to use the Amtrak ACS 64 in another part of the Northeast Corridor. What's not to love? I like the Northeast Corridor. So, yeah, it's a win-win for me. I mean, it's the fastest rail line in America. Says it all, really, doesn't it? I mean, it's not just Northeast Corridor New York I want. I mean, there's many other routes I want. Not just in real life, but from the train simulator world, be recreated for train sim world. I mean, I think if I was to come up with a list, it'll be as long as my arm. Just come off the power and cruise for a minute as we are closer and closer, it seems, edging towards a passenger train of some description, hence the yellow signals. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we do have a 166 charging away. We also have a freight train as well that we're going to be passing pretty soon. Mind you, that 166 was going pretty quick, so I think it must be a limited stop service or a non-stop run from Reading to London Paddington. So you probably want to know what's my thought on Great Western Express after all the updates and so on and so forth. Well, I do like the fact that they have put some more rolling stock around in the sidings and the yards. That I'm a big fan of. It brings a bit more to life. Like you can create a picture in your head that there is stuff going on. You can kind of get a feel for what each industry represents. I think the downside is that whilst I'm happy that the 66 got added, a couple of services, cement services, I was a bit gutted, I'm not going to lie, that none of the loading places where you can unload or load aggregate or whatever, you can't do that. It is remained restrictive to scenarios. So I think there's only one scenario in which you can unload the red the red Deutsche Bahnhoppers aggregate or some sort. That's a bit disappointing. I wish you could have added that element to the timetable. It would give the 66 something else to do. And at Acton Mainline, I must confess I'm a bit disappointed that when I saw pictures of the 266 locomotives and loads of wagons all around the sidings, I was rubbing my hands with glee, thinking, oh well, we could do some switching here, or shunting as we're in the UK. But no, you can't do that. Literally just static scenery. I mean, you can get inside the locomotives and run them up and down the line. I mean, there's a cement one there, speaking of the devil. I find it a little bit gutting that the loading industries and Acton mainline yard, whatever, isn't used to its full potential. So I think there's a bit of wiggle room they could have done to increase the service variety of the Class 66. 5 miles to go until London Paddington. Where's that 166? Still charging along. Storming to London Paddington. As far as everything else is concerned with Great Western, yeah, I'm very pleased. The PIS working as expected. I'm a big fan of what they've done to the 166 with the train destination displays, and they've tweaked the sounds and the lighting of the interior. So overall, it's a big tick for me. Very pleased to see it in a more polished form. Thierry, we've all been there. Indeed, yep, we've all been there, of course. I think I'll just stay off the throttle for a little bit while I read the live chat. Liam, I've got paid £25 today for work and bought a new game called Wreckfest, which is just a load of cars crashing, and totally forgot I could have got the Scottish Rail. My cousin's got Wreckfest, I think. Yeah, it's a good fun game, I think, you know, just smashing things up and having a good time, having a laugh. Yeah, it's a good game. I haven't played it personally, but I know my cousin has it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Ooh, we're not going to make that in a month for Sundays, are we? No sorry. There's no emergency brake either. Ooh, this is going to be a challenge. Come on, train, slow down. Please, please, please. I don't think we're going to make it. Oh, I can see the red signal getting closer. Train, stop, please. Whoa. I think we'll bring it to a standstill for a minute, because no doubt the next signal after this one will be a red, so I think we'll just bring it to a halt, and I'll have a look at the chat and have a sip of tea. Anyway, we're miles ahead of schedule, so there's no need to panic. E60 going on. I hope Dovetail will make the SD40-3. I quite like the GP38-2 High Hood for Norfolk Southern. That's a good locomotive. I like that. I'm actually quite surprised, you know, of all the Geeps we've had in the game, you know, I think we had in the original Train Sim world, we had what, I think it was 3 GP38-2s, I think 4, I think, if I remember correctly. We had 2 from CSX, 1 from Union Pacific, 1 from Canadian National. So I'm quite surprised you haven't had a high hood version of the 38-2. Unless those companies I've just read out don't have a high hood version, then that's why. Right, let's get going. We got a green, so let's get rocking and rolling. The red hoppers. Thank you, Thierry. Liam, Great Western Railway is a British train operating company owned by First Group and operates the Greater Western passenger franchise. It manages 197 stations and its trains call over 270. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, the railways in England have not been having a good time lately. Plagued by strikes. So, as Sir Topham Hatt would say in Thomas the Tank Engine when I was a youngster, it's giving the name a bad, it's giving the railway a bad look, or a bad name. Do I agree with the protests? For drivers, I do not. I think that's a bit of a joke, saying that, you know, on average some of the drivers get paid £50,000 to £60,000 a year, and them saying that's not enough and we're going to go on strike, then Well, you might as well get the NHS on strike then, if that's the case. Or I might as well go on strike, because I don't earn anywhere near that amount of money. So I think that's a bit... I better be careful what words I use, but yeah. It doesn't please me, that aspect. The guards and the signalmen, or rather just railway staff in general, I can agree to a degree. I think we need a bit of a balance between, you know, actual ticket officers with people or ticket machines. We need to strike a balance there. And whoever the next Prime Minister will be, or the new Transport Secretary, if there ever was to have a new cabinet formed, then hopefully the issue will be resolved and future-proofed for many years, because I think we've had we're going to have 3 strikes in 2-3 months. It's quite unprecedented, really. Alright, we're now approaching London Paddington. That's the good thing about Train Sim World. There's no such thing as rail strikes. So that's good. Tizer, hey, how are you? What is your overall opinion of the Class 484 on the Island Line 2022, and will you get it? I will not get it when it first comes out. It does not interest me. The locomotive, it's... I mean, if you absolutely adore the Island Line and London Underground tube stock, be it is essentially, what was it, a tube C stock or a D stock, be reconfigured or cannibalized and repurposed for the Isle of Wight railway, then I'd say go and get it. But I don't see the point of having it, because well, I already have the Island Line, so I don't think I should see why I should pay 13-14 quid for an updated version of a route that I already have. So I will get the Island Line. I'll probably 2022 and the Class 484. I'll probably get it when it's on the discount, just like I did with the 1938 tube stock, because that pretty much speaks the same thing. You know, it is the same train as the Isle of Wight route we've got at the moment, just in a different colour scheme. The interior is slightly different and repurposed for the Bakerloo line, which has no place, has no right to be on that Bakerloo line, because it doesn't run on it anymore. So, and I waited for a discount there, so that's probably what I'm going to do, just wait for a discount. To me, it's not a DLC that I'm going to be picking up on day one, that's for sure. Just wait for the passenger boarding procedures to be completed. I must say the lighting in London Paddington Station has been greatly improved. If anything, it looks much more darker than it is. I mean, it is 12:29 in the game. Well, we're still waiting. Oh, I thought we'd done. Thierry, the 166 ahead is most likely a service from Oxford, as they run on the fast line, because they'd only call that Slough. That's right. Oh, it does have an emergency brake. Oh, I pressed down the L2 button and I couldn't get the emergency brake. Bobby, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Liam, I find it funny that when my dad is forcing me to watch an Arsenal game, the trains are going on strike. It would be pre-season, won't it, for the footballing world? I mean, I can't watch Tottenham Hotspur in pre-season, because you have to now what is it? Pay to watch friendlies, and I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I've already got Sky Sports and BT Sport, and I'm not gonna end up paying for another one. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we got a silver. I'll take that. Not a problem. As long as I completed it, then that's all that matters to me. Right, let's start the next part where we're going to use the wonderfully improved 166. We'll go from London Paddington to Bedwin. Yeah, Spurs played. They played Sevilla, I think, yesterday or the day before. They drew 1-1, and they played against the Korean Football League's Ultimate Team or something like that. It was a thrilling match. I watched the highlights. It was a 6-3. Quite something. Oh, this is an express as well. I thought it was a stopping service. Clearly not. It looks to be pouring with rain outside, judging by the misty, cloudy conditions. Stick on the lights for the passengers. I mean, I just love this now. You can play around with the PIS. You see, it's going to Bedwin, but you can mess around with it. So, Goring and Streatley, Gromeshall, Gloucester, Gatwick Airport, First Platte, Farnborough North, Exeter St David's, Evesham, Drayton Green, Dorking West, Dorking Deepdene, Dicker Parkway, Crowthorne, Cookham, Colwell, Chelsea, Chippenham, Chilworth, Cheltenham Spa, Chalbury, Castle Carey, Castle Bay Park, Cardiff Central, Camborne, Bristol Temple Meads, Bristol Parkway, Bridgend, Bramley, Bourne End, Bodmin Parkway, Blackwater. I don't think a 166 will go to Bodmin Parkway, mind you. Betchworth, Bath, Spa, Basingstoke, Ash, it's my name. Aldermaston, Maston. It was funny I saw my name there. I never thought that. Reading, Twyford, Maidenhead, Taplow, Burnham, Slough, Langley, Ivor, West Drayton, Hayes and Harlington, Southall, Hamwell and Elthorpe, West Ealing, Ealing Broadway, Acton Main Line, London Paddington, not in service, all stations. TT Express, Network South East, Thames Trains, First Great Western, I presume, Great Western Railway, Worcester Parkway, Worcester Shrub Hill, Worcester Foregate Street, Wokingham, Windsor, and something, Westbury, Wargrave, Truro, Totnes, Tiverton Parkway, Tilehurst, Field, Fatcham, Taunton, Swindon, Swansea, Stroud, Stone. There's hundreds of them. St Erth, St Austell, South Greenford, Shalford, Sandhurst, Reigate, Redruth, Redhill, Reading West, Reading Green Park, Port Talbot Parkway, Plymouth, Pewsey, Peashaw, Penzance, Bar, Pangbourne, Oxford, North Camp, Newton Abbot, Newport, Newbury Racecourse, Newbury, Neath, Mortimer, Jesus, how many? Morton in Marsh, Marlow, Malvern Link, Liscard, Leadbury, Kentbury, Kingham, Kemble, Ivy Bridge, Hungerford, Honeybourne, Hereford, Henley-on-Thames, Hamborough, Guildford, Greenford, Great Malvern, and Bedwin. Jeez, that is an awful lot of destinations. That must be the most deep PIS I think I have ever seen in this game. I don't know how many stations that was, but that is an awful lot. That's a ridiculous amount. Woohoo! Crazy, absolutely crazy. Oh dear. Anyway, let's get back to the driving. Aye. It is indeed raining, so let's put on the wipers. Thierry, we got there first, and now we're the worst with the railways. That's right. That's sad, but it's true. mean, there are great people on the railways. It's just not as good as others. It's as simple as that, really. There's many reasons for it. Thierry, oh, it's a D stock. I see. Tizer, what route would you really want in Train Sim World 2? What I'd really want, I think for Germany I quite like the Berlin to Leipzig route. That seems quite an interesting one. High speed, passenger, obviously stations in between Berlin and Leipzig, so that would be quite a nice little passenger route. For England, or where could we start? There's so many. I quite like the Midland Main Line personally. That always seems interesting for me. Like, have that set in the early 2010s period with East Midlands trains, the HSTs, or what was it? When I say the Midland Main Line, it's almost like a network of others. Was it Sheffield, Nottingham, Derby, Leicester? So that for me is a fascinating little network, and the variation of journeys you can do on it would be like a Pandora's box. For the USA, I'm just trying to think for the USA. NJ Transit I'd like to see. That would really complete the set, I suppose, of the amount of railroads that are in and around the state of New York. I mean, you've got the Northeast Corridor, you've got Long Island Railroad, you've got NEC in New York, you've got New York Harlem Line. So to have NJ Transit, I think, will complete the picture, complete the set. As far as the US freight route, it's a tough one, that. Very tough. I've missed out loads more that I want, but just off the top of my head, yeah, those would be good options, I think. So what time would you into Reading? 14:43. It's going to be tough, considering we've stopped at a red signal, got moving again, and I was reading out millions of destination displays, and we got another red here. Make that a yellow. Well, Liam, the BR Class 166 Network Express Turbo Diesel Multiple Unit, also known as the Thames Turbos, were built by ABB at York Works from 1992 to 1993. Indeed, pretty decent workhorses. I mean, now that they're updated in Train Sim World 2, it's just such a better driving experience, and it's much more immersive with the PIS and the lighting and the sounds. Such a joy to drive. I don't think it is as good as the 465. I think the sounds of the 465 are superior, but this one's pretty close, I think. Red Dead Redeemers and Operatives, Aberdeen. Oh, Aberdeen would be good. Right, here I've done a Reading to Paddington 101 services on Diesel Legends, and I got a gold. Normally get a bronze. Oh, that's good. Nice to see you get a gold. I did a stream on Diesel Legends, and I quite enjoyed that as well. Bit of a shame they didn't tackle Diesel Legends. I would have liked to have seen them add some more stuff to it, maybe. Add some more shunting in there, or add some bits of rolling stock in the yards, just to make it a bit more lively, like they've done with Great Western Express. That would have been nice. The units are the express version of the Class 165 network turbo units. Have top speed 90 miles per hour. Indeed, I think these can get to around 100. You have to push them to get to 100, but they can make it to 100 miles per hour, these 166 units. Such a shame this is not a stopping service. I thought it was. That's a shame. Never mind. Because then the next service I'm going to do afterwards is another non-stop run, this time with the Class 66. The units are carpeted throughout and have air conditioning. 166 lack the latter two features, and it should be noted the 166 is similar to the Class 158 in terms of what it offers. Indeed, great comfort. E60 guy 101, I wish Dovetail could tell us what the new routes are, because July's roadmap there was nothing new. Not really. I agree with you. There was not much added to the roadmap. I mean, it's not really much of a roadmap. I mean, if you're not going to tell us what it is, then what's the point of calling it a roadmap? I mean, I don't know why they're so secretive. I just have this terrible feeling that the reason why they may be hiding these new routes in plain sight is because I've just got an awful feeling that those two new routes could signal the end of Train Sim World 2. Could those two routes be part of Train Sim World 3's base package of routes? I mean, we are coming up to August. We usually do, what, 2 years or something like that on a game and then move on to the next one. That's how Dovetail usually work. So I have this terrible feeling deep down that that's what they're going to do. I hope not. But deep down I just have a sense of hesitation that those two routes could be maybe signalling Train Sim World 3 and the end of Train Sim World 2, which is a shame if that is the case. I think Train Sim World 2 still has a lot to offer. But we'll see, won't we? Under 30 miles to go until Reading. It ties to the only reason why I'm getting the Class 484 is that the D-Stock is my favourite train. It was my childhood. That's nice. Well, I can understand why you should get it. If it's an essential part of your childhood, or that nostalgia feeling is too much and you have to get it, then I can understand that. It's just for me personally, yeah, I don't have a nostalgic feeling for it, and I just wish that, you know, the Isle of Wight route that's coming, the 2022 version, is what we should have in the first place. Then I would buy it. I'm regretting not getting the original Isle of Wight now. Getting the original Isle of Wight route. Because then they could have been like, oh yeah, I'll just buy this new one now. But now I've got the old one, I'm like, well, it's not going to bring much to the table, is it? The route is pretty much the same. I think there's a passing track being added at Brading. The stations have been updated. I think some of the scenery is a bit different, and the train is obviously different. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it tomorrow. I'll probably get it when it's on a discount. It's best to save my pennies for something completely new. Rather than something that's kind of new and kind of not at the same time. But hey ho, that's just my view. I haven't actually watched the pre-release stream. I usually do, but the past couple of weeks I just haven't had a chance to. One thing I noticed in particular, I think it was one of the staff members at Rivet Games. They were quite, what's the word? They seemed to be quite aggressive to other people, like questioning this and questioning that. I mean, you're a developer. I mean, yes, you could answer the questions, but don't do it in such an aggressive manner. I mean, I think that's personally not correct. Might just calm down a little bit. You know what I mean? I think it was the particular issue I'm talking about was when the Isle of Wight update came out and the water textures were actually missing to the original Isle of Wight route, and I think someone was asking this particular Rivet Games staff member in one of the forums or something, and just got really aggressive and about it. And for me, that's not the right way. The person wasn't getting, like, the person asking the question wasn't getting aggressive or angry or upset. It was actually the Rivet Games person who was being really stubborn and not very helpful and a bit aggressive at the same time. So that I don't appreciate. I think an update came out this evening for Train Sim World 2 to fix that, but I don't know. I haven't actually got Isle of Wight installed. I haven't installed it since I did a stream on it last. I've been busy playing with my other routes in the game, like Great Western Express, Rapid Transit. I've installed back for 204 now that I know that you could use that on other German routes. East Coastway actually installed. I gave that a little go. I think not too long ago. I think it was a stream I did on it, and I really enjoyed it. It was actually good fun. I don't like East Coastway or the Brighton Main Line as much as some of the other British routes, but I think over time it's growing on me. I'm not saying I don't like it or anything, it's just not my preference of route to play. Talk Gaming, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Thierry, Train Sim World 3 has been announced. Has it really? Oh, Dovetail were quiet on that front. Unless it was leaked, and I don't know anything about it. Like I said, I've just haven't had a chance to keep up to date with what's going on in the world of Train Sim World, aside from making a few videos on it now and again. Liam, in service 11th May 1993, present manufacturers ABB Family, name Networker Construction 1992-93, number built 21, train set formations 3 cars per train set, excellent, that's right. Fleet numbers for the 166 201 to 221. Got a seems to be a yellow, possibly a red coming up. So I'm just going to slow down for a minute. Get on the brakes, get on the anchors. Hope everyone in the UK is keeping cool, keeping safe in the heat. I mean, it's literally like being in Spain and Portugal at the moment. It is unbearable, the weather conditions. I did work yesterday and that was just unbearable. I swear there is a limitation on a temperature you can work up to. Like there is a limit on how hot you can conduct your work in. Right, we do indeed have a red, so let's get on the brakes. Brakes on this are a little bit slow, but they do the job. Thierry is doing the service 2P03 3:55 Reading to London Paddington. Is that 3:55 AM Thierry or 3:55 PM? I presume you mean in the afternoon period. E60 going 1 is on Sherman Hill. Awesome. I have Sherman Hill installed. Sherman Hill, I like that. It's a great challenge, for sure. Cane Creek I love. Scenery on that is just brilliant. Distant scenery, oh, absolutely beautiful. Oh, AM Thierry, I see. E60 going to 1. I just don't want a TSW3 because half of old routes haven't been fixed, like Peninsula Corridor, and some locos and routes haven't been added, like the 232 or the 420. That is very, very true. And now, actually thinking of that, I'm thinking, is that all going to get delayed for this rumoured Train Sim World 3 if it's ever going to come out? I mean, it will come out. I don't think it will come out this year, personally. If it does, then I will have some strong feelings about that. I won't be exactly excited, let's put it that way. More disappointed than anything, because rightly what E60 going 1 is saying, you know, there are DLCs and updates that still need to be added to TSW2, so Dovetail can't just drop the ball when they feel like it and focus on the next project. They need to do what they said they were going to do and get them done. Liam, all I've seen about TSW3 is maybe release next year. If it's next year, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. If it's this year, you could probably tell my views. I'm not very pleased about that, if that is to be the case. Liam, the council leader queries HS2 report behind decision to scrap the underground station in. Did they scrap the underground station at Piccadilly, Liam? Oh, I didn't know that. When did they do that? Was that today? Or was that last week? There's so much going on at the moment in politics, isn't there, with new Prime Minister and Tory leader and rumours of a new government and all this stuff. I personally think we should just have a general election and sort it all out once and for all. Plus I love the buzz of an election. I remember in the last general election I stayed up all night to watch the results. And I did that with the US presidential election as well, on the news. I love doing that. I don't know why. I just find it such... It's such a marathon, but such a joy as well. I don't know why. Oh, 2 weeks ago the news was released. Okay, I'll have to look that up. They kept that quiet. I didn't hear it much in the news, if that is to be the case. Liam, Network Rail is placing speed restrictions across the Great Western Railway and even rarer red weather warnings. Yeah, I know, it's the first ever red or danger to life warning for heat. It shows you that climate change is is heading home in the UK. I mean, it's not just in the UK, it's mostly across Western Europe. I mean, Spain and Portugal is dealing with record fires or something, you know, forest fires, wildfires. France and Germany are recording record temperatures. So it's not a good time. If you like the sun, and it's you're in heaven, but of course be careful. But for those of you that don't like the heat, then you're in hell pretty much. So take care, drink plenty of water. I think is it the West Coast Main Line or something, or the East Coast Main Line? One of them actually has cancelled services. I think it's from London to Leeds or something, due to safety concerns over the passengers, due to the extreme heat exhaustion. they may potentially suffer. Well, I'm going to be late, very late in fact, to Reading. Oh dear. As long as you make it, that's all that matters. Thierry, I see it on a Facebook group, and they linked a page. I presume that's the Train Sim World Rumours. Well, it could be anything, literally anything. It could be literally a created website, just to create rumours. Who knows, eh? Top Gaming, if your room you're working in goes over 30 degrees Celsius, you're not allowed to work. Oh. Well, I imagine that's most businesses in England today then, and tomorrow. That is to be the case. Liam, I'm just thankful I'm not racing tomorrow. Instead, I'll be collecting my Ford Capri to race whenever. Ooh, a next Capri. Oh, you got a Ford Capri coming. Well, that's a nice little car. My uncle used to have a Ford Capri. I think it was a 2 litre or 3 litre. I'm not sure which one, but yeah, Ford Capri is a nice car. That's a nice classic. I wouldn't recommend taking a classic car out in this heat, mind you. You'd probably overheat and. E60 guy 101, unless TSW3 is like an upgrade, like when TSW turns 2020. Oh, that's a good point. E60 guy 101, I didn't think of that. It could be that, yeah. If it's a free upgrade, oh, well, that's fine by me. But knowing Dovetail, they'll do anything to get that little extra money out of our pockets, don't they? So I imagine it's very unlikely it will not be a free update. I'd love it to be, but I doubt it. But we'll wait and see. It might not be even this year. It's probably going to be next year. It might not even be next year. Who knows? Who knows? Thierry, not being rude, but Dovetail's current attitude makes them sound like money grabbers. Well, isn't all businesses? That's the purpose of a business, isn't it? To gain capital. Well, not all businesses, but I imagine a majority of businesses, that is their aim. At least I don't need to book an abroad holiday with this weather. That's very, very true. Not like you're going to get abroad anyway with the amount of cancelled flights you're going to have over the summer. Apparently heat is coming from North Africa. I think so, yeah, I think you're right. There's a jet stream. Where is it from? I think it's Morocco or something, and eastern western Spain or something, and it's just driving for hot air up to parts of Europe that, well, you'd never usually see these kind of temperatures. So it's pretty scary, really, when you think about it. I think the last record temperature the UK had was in 2019, so last year and the year before took a bit of a back seat, but now the heat has come back with a vengeance. Thierry is the East Coast Main Line, right? That's it. Cancelled services. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter, and surprised me that they cancelled such a big portion of their journey. Top Gaming, if the pilot's alive, it's a good landing. If you could use it again, that's an excellent landing. Very good. Very good expression. Liam, at least with Wreckfest, the DLCs only cost from $3.65 to $11 Like today I brought the DLC that includes a hearse, a stock car and an MK14 Granada. Oh, I wish Train Sim World's prices were like that. Because some of the routes we get, especially when they're released in a terrible state sometimes, they do nowhere near match the price that they have to pay for it. What is it, $24.99 in some cases, majority of cases. So it's a little bit steep, SNCF271, hey, how are you? Nice to see you, hope you're well. Welcome. Just having some fun on the Great Western Express. I've done a express with the Class 43 HST. I'm now doing the same thing, this time going from London Paddington to Reading in the Class 166. Matt Jennings, good evening, nice to see you. Welcome, hope you're well, hope you're all keeping cool, wherever you are around the world, I mean. And having a good day, a good start to the week. Hope you had a great weekend. Really appreciate you taking your time out to come along and see me having some fun on Great Western Express. Of course, if you didn't enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button and press subscribe for more Train Sim World streams and content. I don't know when the next stream will be, but it will be another Train Sim World 2 live stream. And I even know what it's going to be on. The next Train Sim World 2 live stream will be visiting Germany, and we're going to be taking a look at Ruhr-Sig Nord. Excited for that. I haven't been on Ruhr-Sig Nord for ages. Right, just over 3 miles to go until Reading. SNCF271, thanks for the welcome, no problem. First time managing to have a conversational conversion here. Conversation, I presume you mean. Yeah, well, nice to see you're well, and yeah. I hope you appreciate the warm welcome. We're all friendly. We don't bite, don't worry. Fun, friendly atmosphere here. Let's get on the brakes as we are hurtling towards Reading now. Pouring with rain. If only it could rain right now. I tell you, the plants could do with it. I tell you, just watering the plants is a task in itself. Oof. I mean, this weekend I'm having to go around grandfather's house to look after him for a few days and do his garden, and yeah, I've never sweated so much. The last time I went there, not last weekend, but the weekend before, I went round to do his garden, and I've never felt so worn out just cutting grass and watering plants and doing the weeds and all that kind of stuff. I'd much prefer doing gardening, than what I do in my day job, that's for sure. SNCF French autocorrect but English low. Ah, I see. Oh, I should have said bonjour to you then. Ça va, SNCF 271. Went to France early this year. It was the first time I ever went to France, and really enjoyed it. Went there with my cousin and my mum's sister and my mum, and yeah, really enjoyed it. So France isn't as bad as what people claim. Well, I mean, it's like any country, I suppose. You have your good bits, you have your bad bits. Okay, so here we are now coming into Reading. Here I live just over 30 miles from Cambridge, so it was definitely hot here that day. Yeah, hot is an understatement. Unbearably hot at the moment. Thankfully, it will cool down. I think today and tomorrow is going to be the peak of the heat, and then it cools down a little bit. I think in some parts of the UK there is a small little chance of rain. Whether I'll get rain, I very much doubt it, but it would be nice. Be a welcome sight for sure. Right, let's unlock the doors. Here it's meant to rain Wednesday where I am. Oh. We'll wait and see on that front. Might just be a sprinkle for like 5 minutes. Liam, this is where my champagne celebrations will come in handy with this weather. Chance of thunderstorms on Wednesday. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. It might be here at high temperatures. Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's still in the 20s. I think on Wednesday for me, if I take a look at the Apple weather, which is mostly inaccurate, I've got a 70 and a 90% chance of rain tomorrow. Today, in fact. Wow, 70% chance today, where we haven't had a single drop of rain. Tomorrow morning is apparently going to chuck it down with rain, which is yeah, it'd be good. It's okay for me because I don't start work until in the afternoon. It'll be all dry by then. Yeah, Wednesday it will rain, it'll be dry, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A slight chance of rain the following Monday. Oh, fair enough. Nice to see some rain return. Right, let's return to the main menu and commence the last part of the stream. What do we want? The 66, the freight driver. We're going to do Bristol Terminal to Felixstowe North. That's an intermodal service. Of course, the containers have been updated as well. We now have, I think it's Hamburg, Sud, Hapag Lloyd, and the Pink One containers. Oh, what a change of weather now. We're in the snow. Huh. Christmas has come early, people. Let's just check all these switches are on. Daytime. Instrument lights. The desk light is on. There's another switch I should press somewhere. I can't think where it is. Is it that one? It is indeed. I wonder if they fixed the tail lights. No, they didn't. That's a bit irritating. I thought you'd think Dovetail would fix the tail light issue on this 66. It's been like that for ages now. I think it's been nearly a year. You'd think it'd be fixed by now. Clearly not. Whoa. I think I'll release the brakes again. No, there should be a sander here somewhere. Sand stick. That's it. You can hear the sand going. Drop some sand on the rails. There we go. Slow and steady wins the race. Oh, in the EWS livery, not the DB Schenker red. There's the Hapag Hamburg Sud container. The rest are all just, mostly some of them are just plain colours. There's another Hamburg Sud container. I'm sure we'll get a different container soon. Different brand. Hamburg Sud, Hamburg Sud. Are they all just Hamburg Sud then in terms of licensed containers? That's a bit disappointing. Oh no, there's a 1 right at the end. 1. The Ocean Network Express. Right, so we're going all the way to Acta Mainline, which is here, I think. Matt Jennings absolutely suffered on a Class 455, which has no aircon, and doing 3 trips before being assessed on them tomorrow. It's even hotter. Oh my lord. Good luck, my friend. Let's take one of those little, I think you can get one of those pens that have a little fan on the end, I think. I think you should take that. Not like it might not help much actually, because it will just turbocharge hot air into your face. E60 going on. This weather makes Sherman Hill look like the North Pole. Sherman Hill is 100% better than Cane Creek because you can go fast. Oh yeah, it's a different experience going fast, and you get more switching as well, which is always a nice thing for me. Taking, what is it, tankers to the chemical plant. There's another plant as well where you can take tankers to up in Laramie. There's another one, I think, just as you leave depart, what's the place called? I can't remember what it's called. There's another one excuse me, there's another one I know, but I just can't think what it is called. Liam, is 27 degrees on Wednesday for where I live. Ugh, horrendous. 28 degrees for Thierry. Not nice. Liam, this game is seriously just rubbing in the fact that we need the rain and cold weather, but God, exactly. Liam, at the end of June, reservoirs in London were 91% full. 91% full in West London, 91% full in Lee Valley, which is below average for the time of year. I presume the average is 95% or 100%. Liam, you can have a little fan that can plug into the socket train nowadays. But unfortunately for Matt Jennings, the 455s don't have power sockets. I'm surprised of that. I thought they would have been refurbished with them in this day and age. Plus, add insult to injury, the drivers get aircon. Typical, isn't it? Typically British. Oh dear. I'm sure Liam has got his factoids ready. Liam, could you look up the 155, the 455s? How long have they been in service for, Liam? I don't know much about the 455s. I'm struggling to remember what they look like, which is rather embarrassing for me. Judging if they don't have any power sockets, I imagine they're pretty old. So the first location we're going to go via is Maidenhead, and we're just under, which is just under 8 miles. Liam, the passenger should request the driver has his door open. That's a good point. I thought you meant the actual driver's side door, but no, I think you mean the door, like behind the driver. Yeah. We're cruising along nicely at 62 miles an hour. Liam, they were made between 1982 and 1985. Oh, they were old then. Wow. I thought they were like 90s. I didn't think they were that old. Wow. Imaginings they are 30 years old, slowly being phased out, waiting for the new 701s to take over, which are late because of technical issues. Oh, what a surprise. I swear every new train we get at the moment is always plagued with technical issues or safety failures and all that stuff. I remember the Class 800s, they were delayed, didn't it? I remember its first journey. I think when the press went aboard the train on its first ever journey, public journey, it was leaking water. How embarrassing was that? Dear me. And then I think a year or two later there was reports that the 800s had to been taken out of service because of cracks in the chassis or something. I mean, dearie me. Sounds like a bunch of bodgers put them together in a shed or something. Dearie me. Rather than a modern factory or something. I think Hitachi as well, from Japan, I think, imported, was it the trains or constructed them or something like that? And you do have, I think, some sort of bullet train technology or something. Or a small glimpse of it, I'm not sure. But I remember that was like the main headlines or something, wasn't it? Cutting journey times by, what is it, half an hour or something, or 45 minutes. Should have just stuck with the 43s and re-innovated the interiors. They're just as reliable, if not even more reliable than the 800s. I mean, the reason why I love the 43s is because they have a buffet car. You don't get that anymore. Such a shame. You don't get. Why did they get rid of a buffet car? I imagine they'll say cost cutting. It's going to deter people from travelling, not increase travel, rail travel numbers. Oh well. Why does 60 miles per hour in the game feel so slow? In real life it feels fast. Liam, May 14th, 2022 was the last day of these in service. Wow. End of an era. Matt Jennings, the 701s in depots on the Southwestern Railway network and sidings. One can be seen at Clapham Junction Yard, but I have seen some on the network being tested. Ooh. It'll be good when they are in service. in terms of the creature comforts it can offer. And imagine a big improvement in safety and all that kind of stuff, technology. Thierry, yeah, the 800 families made by Hitachi in Newton Arcliffe. In the train, it always feels slow to me when speed. Yeah, it does. Yeah, don't know why. I mean, if you were to do some switching or something at 10 miles an hour, or shunting, I should say. I don't know why you keep saying switching. I'm not an American. But yeah, every time you do shunting, you know, 10 miles an hour really feels slow. And then when you do a service, like a passenger service that goes to 45, 50 miles per hour, you think, whoa, this is really quick. But then when you do a lot of high-speed passenger runs, like 90, 100 mile per hour kind of services, and you get in a freight train that can only do 60, it feels really, really slow and sluggish. That's probably just me, but I don't know if anyone else feels like that. Two and a half miles to go until Maidenhead. It's just so ironic that the weather that's been chosen for these services I'm doing today is ironic, isn't it? Snow, rain, sun, but with moderate cloud cover. I could dream of cloud cover right now. Shield the sun's rays from us all. Not even halfway across the route yet. Long old way to go. Liam, wide doors for ease and efficiency of boarding and alighting, 2+2 standard class seating arrangement, Wi-Fi and at-seat USB charging points, as well as real-time passenger screens and air conditioning for the 701s. Oh, very nice. Sounds very upmarket. Imaginings you've done all the proper British weather then. Yeah, we just a bit, yeah. Yeah, we needed some thunder and lightning or something, and that completes the circle. Thierry container trains can do 75 miles per hour with line speed allows. Yeah, it's such a shame that this line speed is not 75 miles per hour. Okay, we're just about to go via Maidenhead. I think we'll do bit of we'll do a different view at Maidenhead. We'll see it run past or run through Maidenhead. The need for speed. Well, the sun's just starting to come out. It'd be nice if we had dynamic weather. It would certainly represent a greater challenge, or present a greater challenge. Imagining's the issue with the 701s is the guards roll over the door operation. It looks like it'll be drivers opening them and we close them and dispatch. Oh, I see. Guards roll over the door operation. Looks like be drivers opening them and we close them and dispatch. Been interesting to see how that works. can't remember. I think the 700s, have they been in service like since, is it 2012 or something? I can't remember. Unless it was a cousin of the 700s. I'm just thinking. Because I've seen them before. Long time ago. I think it was it Southwest Trains? Yeah, red ones, yeah. Just thinking in my mind, in my head, where I've seen them before. I think it was a Southwest Trains liveried 700, unless it's the wrong type of train I'm thinking of. I swear I've seen one before. Jerry, these 701s are a joke to me, even though I don't live that way. Why spend all that money when the trains they're replacing are only a couple of years old? That's very, very true. That is a good point. So much is the demand for new technology, greater comfort, greater safety. They just end up making them because of that. The 707, that's it. Yeah. That's the one. I was going to say, I swear I've seen some sort of 700 class train before. Just can't remember when I saw them. Quite a while ago. Long time ago. It was when they were called Southwest Trains and the liveries all colourful. Love those liveries. Wasn't just Southwest Trains, it was East Midlands Trains as well. They had such funky liveries. I prefer them to the liveries of now, a little bit more toned down, a little bit dull. To me those liveries were just out there, you know, in your face, and definitely grabbed your attention. 6 miles to go until West Drayton, which is there. I'd say we're maybe roughly halfway-ish now across the route. I mean, the route isn't that long. I think it's 35 miles. Not the longest, but certainly not the shortest. Isle of Wight takes that mantelpiece, being the shortest route in Train Sim World. Only 8 miles. Makes the London Underground look like a marathon. And driving wise it is. Stopping and starting, opening and closing doors, being on the marks, ready to go. But it's good fun. Matt Jennings, the 707s were Southwest Trains, but when South Western Railway took over, they never wanted them. Plus, they don't technically own them; they are being leased out, but they're all being sold to South Eastern. Sad. It is a bit sad. Ooh, look, we can increase the speed to 90. Whoa, look at that. Beautiful. TRD 700 runs on Thameslink. The 707 was Southwestern, and the 7 17 Great Northern. Oh, I didn't know Great Northern had them. Had a fair few knocking around. Oh. I've never seen a Great Northern liveried version of that. Oh, I'll have to take a look at that. Let's have a look. Get the Google up. Class. What was it? 707. Oh, 717. 717. Train. There we are. Oh, it's a white silvery one. Okay. Don't like the livery. Too plain. Too plain for me. On the 3 miles to go until West Drayton. What was that? I saw something. Oh, some wagons there. Ooh. I must go and inspect. Oh, a couple of containers. One and this. Yeah, just random dull looking containers, some flatbeds. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Maybe we should have stopped and picked them up. Add them to the consist. Just gonna get on the brakes. And I'll get off the brakes. Maybe following a passenger train, which wouldn't surprise me. Indeed, we got a 166 parked at the station. Fantastic. That's ironically where we're about to go via West Drayton. So it looks like we're going to have to come to a standstill for a little bit and wait for a gap to form between me and the passenger train. Doing this service in the snow makes me look forward to Christmas now. I mean, I love Christmas, it's my favourite time of year. Plus it's my birthday in December, so even better. Mad Jennings, in my opinion, class 450 and the 444s are incredible trains, plus they have a slam door effect when they shut. Oh yeah, they are very good trains. I agree with you entirely. Oh, wouldn't that be great to see them in Train Sim World? Oh, beautiful that will be. I just love the look at them. The proportions are just so good. And every livery it has, it just suits it so well. Apart from the South Western Railway, of course. The liveries on that are yuck. I'm going to wait actually until we get a green signal. Matt J is 20 years old, if you can believe. Wow, 20 years old. 2002? 2003? Oh, Terry, it would be cool if we get a Class 700 DLC as it would run on Brighton Main Line as well as South Eastern High Speed. Yeah, a few people have wanted that. I wouldn't be surprised if we would get it in the Brighton Main Line. South Eastern High Speed, I have my doubts, because we already have a DLC for that. But yeah, Brighton Main Line, that'll be a good candidate. Thierry, that's a good choice. Right, we've got a green, so let's get moving. Have I left the sand on all this time? I have, haven't I? I was wondering what that hissing noise was. It's the sand. It will get moving eventually. I've dumped tons of sand on the rails. So we should be able to move away pretty quickly. I think I'll turn it off now. Won't need it. Second thoughts. Best I do. Keep it on. Helps our traction. I'll turn it off when we get to 10 miles an hour. Should be fine then, he says. Right, just 1.2 miles until the next location we go via. My room is becoming a sauna as time progresses. Good lord, this is getting hot. I'm in shorts and t-shirt, but heat just does not want to go away. The only time I'll get cool is when I have a cold shower tomorrow morning. Actually, it's kind of a good thing we're having this wheel spin and slowly getting up to speed. That's the gap to be created between me and the 166. So I don't mind if we will spin for a little bit. Not at all. I tell you, one thing I don't like is the container trains are always full. It would be good if they could spawn full or a mixture of full and empty wagons like in real life. That's a good suggestion. I mean, we do have empty ones, don't we? But very rarely actually we have empty container wagons or flatbed wagons. And as you rightly say, we do just have full containers, so it'd be quite nice to have a little variation there. There's some PGA wagons from East Coast Way. We'll soon reach a top speed of 85 miles per hour. Well, eventually. We've got to get to 60 first. Long way to go. Long way to go. We're getting there. Slow and steady wins the race. I don't know how long this stream has been. An hour and 39. It's not been too bad. I've had longer streams than that. Okay, the next is the location we have to stop at. Acton Yard. 8.5 miles exactly. Also on the move, I best check the points. Oh no, we don't. It's already done for me. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, you can see here you've got wagons here in the yard. You know, there's a loading facility right there, and we can't do anything. And there's one where we can refuel. I presume you can pretend to refuel the locomotives. Get in one of those two and refill them up. There's no red signal in the way, so why not? I suppose you could pretend as well to reload or unload the wagons that are situated in these sidings. Apart from them, those you can with that set and that set there. It's just a shame there are not actual surfaces you can do. Be really cool. Nice to see the AI do it as you flash past Acton main line. I think there's a London Underground tube stock on, what was it, near Ealing Broadway or something like that? Or near London Paddington. I have not seen it before. I haven't seen it ever since I've started doing content on Great Western Express again. I think when it first came out it had like a tube stock static one, or running up and down the small bit of underground line that's in this route, but I have not seen it. Maybe they've taken it away, Dovetail, I have no idea. But I have seen people you know, experience it, but I have not seen it yet. Oh, J&A wagons. Oh, I'm useless tonight. Getting wagons and train names and numbers mixed up. That's how off the ball I have been lately with Train Sim World. It's at Ealing Broadway. Okay. I will have to spawn there, I think. Don't tell me we have to stop again for another. No, there's another aggregate facility there that's never been used in a scenario or service, sadly. Again, why can't we use them? They're desperate to be used, those wagons, and we can't use them. Particularly for those HKA hoppers in the Deutsche Bahn red livery, so unique. You hardly see him, well, you don't see him on any other route other than this. Where's the 166 gone? Where's he? He's slowing down. What a surprise. We shouldn't be, there's no other station for a little bit, unless he's going to encounter a red signal. He's going as slow as slugs, that train. Needs to speed up. He should be able to get up to the regulated top speed quicker than me. There's more. Those lovely wagons on the right. Whoa, there's no way I'm going to get down that speed, no chance. Whoa, whoa, brake, 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 brake. I'm slowing down alright, look at the speed. Whee. Whoops, I've locked the brakes. That's okay, I got a yellow. I've saved the day, kind of. That's very lucky of me. That's something you should not do. Sliding along the tracks. 4 miles to go until Acton Main Line. Sliding in a winter wonderland, literally. A prehistoric bacon, hey, how are you? Nice to see you, hope you're well. Just having a slip and a slide briefly on this 66 freight service on Great Western Express. I'll have to have a look at Ealing Broadway again, because I have not seen it on my travels, unless it's just not appearing in the game for some reason, or in this route for some reason. I don't know. Could be a bug, I'm not sure. So near yet so far, Acton Main Line. Okay, the 166 doesn't stop at that station. It's still chugging along. Hopefully he'll get out of the way, and he should do. So we should be fine now, he says. Thierry, I keep doing that on the second G6 scenario. Yeah, the G6 scenario is tough, very tough. Especially the different braking systems. I mean, you've got 4 different types of braking systems. A blended brake, a direct brake, was it a train brake as well? A hydrodynamic brake. So it's quite easy to get muddled up between the braking systems when you're panicking sliding around on the icy tracks. Well, we're really not far now from Acton Main Line. We're almost there. Where I am in the UK, the sun has indeed set. It's going to be very uncomfortable tonight. It's not going to be exactly warm tonight. It's 23 degrees. Hot, hot, hot. No doubt the warmest night of the year where I am, for sure. Right, let's come off the bar. We got a red. Oh, that's irritating. He stopped at the station just before Acton Main Line. You've got to be kidding me. Ugh. Never mind. At least able to bring the train to a halt. Nice and steady. Let's have a look. Off he goes. This one's going to Reading, of course. Ah, this is Ealing Broadway. So let's see where the tube... Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, it just sits there. Oh, that's a nice touch. Oh, that's a nice touch. Oh, the door is disabled, or you can't go inside it. That's a shame. There's another 166 flying by. Oh, you can open the doors and everything. That's really cool. Oh, that's clever, that. Does it actually see it on the map? Yes, you can. Oh, it goes underground and around. Got a 166 race taking place between those two. Right, let's head back in the cab and do the last 1.5 miles. A good thing Thierry said where it was. Thank you for that, Thierry. I've learned something new today. Always learn something on a new day. Prehistoric Bacon, I am, thanks. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Thank you for asking. By the way, I've done that in the Win 20 SWG. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Bit of a panic. Oh, greetings from Canada. Oh, well, you're probably used to this weather then in Canada. I've never been to Canada. Quite like to go. Montreal is a nice city, and Toronto, and I imagine some beautiful non-urban scenery, I should say. Natural beauty and all that kind of stuff. As of any country, really. Thierry, most of the 166 services call at Twyford, Maidenhead, Slough, West Drayton, Southall, Ealing, Broadway and London Paddington. Indeed, most of them do. Apart from that train, which isn't a 166. Very rarely HSTs stop at Slough, Maidenhead, now and again. I think the 2 videos I did in my timetable series at your service with the HSTs, I specifically did those stopping services because they were very rare in the timetable that you have those HSTs stop at Maidenhead or Slough or any other station other than Reading and London Paddington. It'd be quite cool if we had an extension with the Great Western Main Line in 2017. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, it's almost like the Great Western Railway license that Dovetail used to have is just gone, because I don't think you can make Great Western Railway liveries or something like that. I think they're not in a list of brands in which you can recreate replicas of real life liveries, which is a bit of a shame. It's busy in this area. I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 trains. A lot of action in this area of the map. Blimey, it's near 22:11 at night. Wow. Good thing I don't start work till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Alright, we're coming into Acton Yard now. There's the J&A wagons. I correctly said them this time. Yeah, like I said, they're mostly J&A wagons, but you know, such a shame they're not filled. Because I think they do have unloading capabilities, I think. I may be wrong. I don't think they do. No, I think it's the other wagons that do have unloading stuff. Right, on the brakes. Maybe not. Again, I've left that sand stick on. Oh, I suppose it's not a bad thing in these difficult conditions. I can finally turn that off. It's getting a bit irritating. Apologies if it was irritating you, lovely ladies and gentlemen. And there we are. Mr. Quicko Gaming, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. And that's it, we're done. Got a gold. Excellent. Didn't run into a red signal, which we almost did on a couple of occasions, but thankfully managed to complete the journey in one piece. Awesome. Prehistoric Bacon, I'll trade you places. Sure thing. Wouldn't mind a bit of cold weather right now. Thierry de Paddington to did good HST services stop at Maidenhead, and I'm not sure which services call at Slough. I think I have it here. Let's see if I can find it. Which one was it? Not Didcot Parkway, it was another one, wasn't there? Didcot Parkway, London to Hereford. No. This one, London Paddington to Great Malvern Street, does stop at Slough. Obviously, that one I did was just a complete high-speed run from London Paddington to Swansea. Nice to see the diesel legends there of the Great Western. Oh. Prehistoric Bacon, it's 2:40 PM here. Oh, wow. Nearly entering the end of your day then, Prehistoric Bacon, as far as the, daytime is concerned. Or afternoon. Mr. Quicko Gaming, it's way too hot to sleep right now. Tell me about it. It's going to be awful for me tonight. I'm alright, thanks. Hope you're well. Indeed. Terry Jenkins, great seeing you. It is indeed. But yeah, there we are. That concludes this stream, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed it. Nice to get back into the streaming side of things. Sadly, this will be the only one for the rest of July, as I have other things that unfortunately I have to focus on. Just way too busy to do some YouTube streams and content as much as I used to, but do not worry, those times will return. I just don't know when. So the next stream will, it will be on Train Sim World 2, and it will be on Germany's Signored, but when that will happen, I'm afraid I do not know. But yeah, always keep an eye out for the community section on my YouTube channel, as when I will eventually have confirmation as to when I will be able to do the next stream. But until then, make sure to give this video stream a like. You can watch it back on a full playback in the next 24-48 hours. And if you have enjoyed it, press the like button. And if you are new, I would very much appreciate you subscribing to the channel for more Train Sim World content. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the nice weather. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.